right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here on Wednesday night. We've got a great show coming your way in just a moment. We're going to hear from the new head football coach at Arlington High School, Matt Casey. We're also going to check in with the Corona Panthers boys soccer team, unbeaten right now in a super competitive Big VIII League. It is still wide open for the league title and those playoff spots, but the Corona Kickers are in a good spot right now. We're also going to break down a historic night for CBU's Dominique Daniels Jr. dropping a school record 47 points against rival Utah Valley to pull the Lancers even with Utah Valley and the University of Texas Arlington with 5 wins to lead the Western Athletic Conference. So we got a lot to get to, but we're going to start with some boys basketball. The Elsinore Tigers right now are having a fantastic year. The Tigers are 25-0. They haven't lost this season. Quite a winning streak for head coaches Rick Walter and Pete Redinger. We're going to check in with the coaches, plus Cameron Nathan, Nasir Bates, Ja'Cory Jones as well, the 3 leading scorers for Elsinore this season. They went to the semifinals last year, so the writing was on the wall. They got a good thing going at Elsinore. They've had a good thing going for a long time at Elsinore, but this is a special team. They are on quite the run. Back in 74, they had a team that went 27-0. And right now, 25-0 with 3 regular season games to go. The Tigers could go into the playoffs 28-0, undefeated going into the CIF season. So we shall see. But without further ado, the Elsinore Tigers right here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. So let's take you down to Elsinore High School. The Tigers boys basketball team is 25-0 on the season. Incredible year for Elsinore. Coach Rick Walter, Pete Redinger, they're doing it again. They've got a great team. And coaches, first off, before I get to your players, because you got some of your standout players joining us with us as well, but man, you guys have been coaching for a while. You've seen a lot of basketball. What makes this team different? What makes this team special that they're able to go to 25-0 right now on the season?
They're tenacious, they like each other, and they know each other well.
And how about you, Coach? Yeah.
We have a lot of depth. We play 9 to 10 guys. We get after it on the defensive end. That spurs our offense. And as Coach says, this is our 32nd year coaching together as head coaches, and it's been an incredible group of young men, student athletes. And they don't like to lose. They're very, very competitive in practice, very competitive in games, and they go after it.
You know, I would assume you guys probably felt like you had a pretty good team going into this season, but 25-0, that's pretty ridiculous, right? I mean, that's a heck of a run.
Well, we played our schedule. We just play 1 game at a time. We still do that. We're not looking past anybody else. Our next opponent is Temescal Canyon on Thursday. That's all we're looking forward towards and playing. And 1 game at a time. And these guys have been very, very disciplined, very, very focused on each opponent. And they're not allowing a lot of forward thinking. So it's 1 game at a time for us.
And Coach Walter, is that tough to get them to focus and be in the moment? You know, like obviously you don't want to, lose a game or feel like, oh, this is the game where we might lose tonight. Do you tell them not to worry about the winning streak or anything? Just focus on each possession, each game, and the rest will take care of itself?
No, they show up every game. They'll play to who's ever there. They can figure it out, give them about a quarter, and they know what they have in front of them. And they're unlike some of the other teams we have, they're pretty comfortable in the way they play, and they do the things that they do every night, and it brings them a victory. Usually, they're kind of fun to watch. After 32 years, it's a fun group to watch.
That's a lot of basketball, man. So this is a special group that you have at Elsinore this season. I want to bring in the players as well. Cameron Nathan, Nasir Bates, Ja'Cory Jones, the 3 leading scorers for Elsinore this season. And Cameron, I got to start with you, man. You're one of the top scorers, period, in the section, in the area, in the state, however you want to look at it. Cameron, what do you think makes this team special? Why are you guys able to get win after win after win and keep this thing going?
We just all play with each other a lot. We're just always around each other. We're all great friends on and off the court, and we just know how to hold each other accountable. So it's just really that, and like we just do everything together. Like we just play together really good.
Cameron, what do you think is the key to staying locked in for every single game and every single opponent? I would imagine it's probably easy to look ahead and think, okay, what CIF playoff division are we going to be in? What kind of, can we make a run to the championship instead of just focusing on, like Coach said, Temescal Canyon, that's your next opponent. How do you guys just stay locked in and focused on just who's in front of you every single game?
We just go into the game, like playing every game like it's our last, and like I said, we hold each other accountable. So not every game we're all like always on the same page, but it's always going to be a guys next to you that's going to tell you what to do, lock in, keep your head up. Like it's just always there. It's just a big family. It's just a family.
And Cameron, finally, let me ask you about, your scoring touch, man. Like, do you go out there looking for your shot, or you just kind of let the game come to you? And if they leave you open or you see opportunities on the court, you take them.
Yeah, like that. Like, I try to look for my team sometimes, but sometimes it's like if I feel like we need a bucket or need a score, then I'll go try to go score the ball. But yeah, we like to play together and like just take the shots that we can get.
Yeah, I'd imagine coaches give you the green light most of the time, right? Just go. All right, Cameron, let me go to some of your teammates as well. Nasir Bates. Nasir, man, 25-0 on the season. And you've beaten some good teams along the way. Do you feel like right now, this Elsinore team, I mean, you've been great all season long, but you're still peaking. Like, do you feel like you're still getting better as you get closer to the playoffs, and why?
Yes, I do feel like I'm improving each game, learning different stuff, and still facing challenges as I'm still, playing. But I do feel I'm improving within every game.
And team-wise, Nasir, do you feel like they're still, as good as you guys have been, do you feel like, hey, you haven't seen the best version of Elsinore yet? We feel like we can still play at even a higher level of basketball.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We all haven't played 100%. I feel like we still can go farther than what we have been doing.
And Nasir, every time you guys take the floor, is there pressure about being 25-0 and the win streak and not letting that pressure overcome you and say, hey, we can't let tonight be the night we finally lose a game this season? Or do you guys not even think about that sort of thing?
Realistically, I don't think we think about it like, it's still a great achievement, but we don't let it affect us or just be nervous. We know we can do, and then we just worry about how we don't play. Just worry about us.
All right, good stuff, Nasir. Let me go to Ja'Cory Jones as well. And Ja'Cory, I don't know if you guys have goals or something you set before the season even begins. Like, hey guys, we want to win league, we want to make CIF, or we want to win CIF. I mean, did you have any goals for this team going into the season?
Yes, sir. Going into the season, we want to win league, obviously, and make a deep run in CIF, and make history for the school.
Yeah, I mean, 25-0 is simply incredible, man, and the success that you guys have already had this season, but how much of it now is to make it pay off in the playoffs, right? If you guys make the playoffs and let's say you don't get as far as you wanted to, does the regular season even matter? I mean, do you feel like, hey, this team, as great as the regular season has been, we got to step up in the playoffs and make this all worth it?
Yes, sir. I agree with you. I believe in the playoffs, even if we do lose, not make a deep run, which I believe we will. I feel like I'm still grateful to be in this moment, to play with each and every one of these guys. I see them as brothers in my eyes, and I'm glad that I transferred over here to play with them. And,
Ja'Cory, you bring up a great point, and I want to piggyback off something that Cameron said as well. Just, being a family, being brothers, holding each other accountable. What do you feel like has been the key to success so far this season, Ja'Cory? What does this team do well, or why have they been able to go 25-0?
I feel like it's just our energy on the court, our energy on the bench, our coaches, everybody being locked in, and everybody just staying focused and taking one game at a time, just looking on forward to the next game.
All right, good stuff, Ja'Cory. Let me go back to the coaches, Coach Redinger. Let me ask you, off the top of your head, not to put you on the spot, do you remember the longest win streak that you've had in your career?
Well, I was younger and I was watching Rick play. Rick was here in 1974 when Elsinore went 27-0, and they went to the finals and lost in the finals to Atascadero, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's I think our longest win streak together is about 15, 16 games.
All right, so now I'm curious, Coach Redinger, and I'm going to go to, you can answer this too, and I'll go to Coach Walter, but do you guys talk about that season much, or the history that you guys are making right now at Elsinore?
We talk about our kids. We love our student athletes. They're a great group of young men. And I think every season we focus on the team that we have and try to get the best that we can every season. And it's to enjoy the process, enjoy the kids. A lot of these kids are here 4 years, 3 years, whatever have you, but we try to enjoy who we have at the time. And we have goals, of course, but this is high school basketball. We want them to have a great experience. And as we play and compete, I think they are having a great experience. And it goes back to when I was watching Rick play back in the early 70s. That's part of our tradition. That's part of our history. And so it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Elsinore has a long tradition, very just an old school period, right? It's like an old school here in Riverside County with a lot of tradition in sports and certainly basketball. 25-0 is absolutely incredible. Guys, I appreciate you hopping on the Inland Sports Show to talk about your season so far. Best of luck as you wrap up league play, and good luck in the CIF playoffs. I got a feeling this team's going to go beyond the semifinals this season if you guys can put it together and keep this rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. One game at a time. We'll see what goes on. But, enjoy being on your show. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That is the Elsinore Tigers here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. All right. Great job, Tigers. Keep it up. All right. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk some high school football. The new head coach of the Arlington Lions, Matt Casey, coming up next here on the show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. Visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
One thing that's not talked about enough when it comes to athletic development.
I think a lot of times we think about sacrifice and it's just doing more of the things that we enjoy doing. You ain't really working hard if you're just training. You're just doing a lot of the things that you like doing. Working hard is doing the things that you don't enjoy doing. That's hard work, right? Like, it's easy to get up every single day. At least for me, we'll hit the weights, you know what I mean? Like, hard work is doing the things that are hard for you. That's the message that gets lost in the sauce with these kids. That sacrifice is, look, I'm not going to train today because I have a project due tomorrow. I need to make sure I get that done. Or the sacrifice is that I need to get some sleep so I'm not a zombie in class tomorrow. It's about making the right decisions that are going to help you instead of saying no days off and working, and then you work yourself into a situation where you get hurt, or you work yourself so bad that, you can't focus in the classroom. The sacrifice is doing the things that you don't want to do.
All right, welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, live and amplified here on Wednesday night. Let's talk some high school football at Arlington High School. They'll have a new head football coach going into next season. Kevin Argamosa had 5 great years with the Lions, including, the 2021 CIF Southern Section Division 13 Championship. Coach Argamosa, first year on the job, caught lightning in a bottle. There is Coach Argamosa. Caught lightning in a bottle into the season for Arlington. Won a CIF Southern Section title. Won a SoCal Regional Championship. Got them to the state finals. But after 5 years, he decided to step down. And he will make way for new head coach Matt Casey. Coach Casey's got ties. He's been coaching lower levels at Arlington. He was on Coach Mashinsky's staff at Ramona, so he's been around some great coaches, and this is his first head coaching gig. So let's check out the conversation with Matt Casey, the new head football coach for the Arlington Lions.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show because we love high school football, and there is a brand new head coach for the Arlington Lions. Let's go to A-Town. It is Matt Casey, the new head coach. And Coach, I was just telling you off the air, how does that sound when people are like, hey, that's Arlington's new football coach? Are you like, wow, are they talking to me? Like, is it taking some, getting used to a little bit?
Yeah, it's definitely surreal. My phone's been nonstop blowing up the last couple of days. I feel like a celebrity on campus. I've got people like shaking my hand. I wanted to congratulate you, and I'm like, I'm just a normal guy, guys. Like, no, it's a surreal feeling. It's something that I've wanted to be since I was like a kid when I was in high school, and to finally get the opportunity to kind of showcase what I got is awesome.
Yeah, a lot of coaches, if they're coaching, they're an assistant coach or they're coaching a lower level, being a head coach of a varsity team, you're the top of the pyramid, right? Like you oversee the whole program. There's a lot of pressure in that, but there's a lot of cool things too. What are you excited about being a head coach now at the varsity level?
Yeah, I'm just excited, to be honest with you, to bring my brand of football. I've been fortunate enough to learn under Coach Mashinsky at Ramona and Kevin Argamosa. And, I've been fortunate enough to learn from them and kind of what a program should be, and I'm kind of excited to bring Matt Casey's brand of football to Arlington.
I hear a lot of head coaches, too. They've either played for or coached with a lot of great guys, and they take a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then they kind of make their own version of what their brand of football is going to look like. I know, listen, you're fresh on the job, and you're probably still trying to figure things out, but ideally, week 0 rolls around. What kind of Arlington football team are we going to see? Lots of points, run the football, heavy on defense. What are they going to look like?
Well, when you go way back, yes, I've learned from Coach Mush, I've learned from Coach Argamosa, but I'm, Pete Smolin, he just took the Don Lugo job. He was my high school head coach, and one thing that he really kind of stuck with me was run the ball. So, I'm a spread kind of guy. I like to run kind of what I know, and that's what we ran at Ramona, but I like to run the ball, and I like to ground and pound it and build up around the O-line. I've got a great coach, Jaden Kanizer, to help me anchor my O-line and my D-line. Rick Covington is going to be my defensive coordinator, so I'm very excited to work with him to kind of lock down our defense. And I'm hopefully by week 0 when stuff rolls around, I'm just hoping that we look put together, that we're able to kind of mend the breaks and the pieces. And it's always hard when exchange happens between coach to coach. And I'm just hoping that we look put together. That's all I'm looking forward to. Hopefully we score a lot of points. Hopefully we throw out a couple goose eggs or keep the games low. But, it's going to be a challenge. But I know that I'm ready for it. My staff's ready for it. And the boys are ready for it, too. So come week 0, hopefully you can look at it and be like, wow, okay, cool. Like, we're ready to go.
Coach Casey, I think one of the things that makes Arlington unique is the support from the admin. I'm not going to name names, but there's schools out there, and you can tell, like, they don't really care about sports. They got teams, but they don't really invest in it, man. Mr. Ibarra, Tacey Duncan, your athletic director and vice principal, Dr. Duncan, they love sports. They love football. They want to see, football win. So what's it like being able to be a head coach in a program at a school where the admin's got your back? Like, they want to see you guys succeed.
It's honestly refreshing. With this being my first time, I'm kind of walking into it like, yeah, like I got all these ideas, but I need to figure out how to make it work. And they've been amazing since start to finish. Mr. Barra and Dr. Duncan have been, reassuring me. They've really kind of made it like a blessing, so far to like, I'll have an idea and they'll be like, you know what, Matt, like, let's tweak it to do this. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, so they're really supportive. They're really bought into what I have to bring, and they understand, a young guy, young coach. I'm only 28, my first job. They understand what they're walking into. And, I'll never forget when we finished our interview, Dr. Duncan and Ibarra kind of looked at me and were like, hey, we're not afraid to take a chance on a first year kind of guy. And I was like, okay, like, it kind of supports me and reassures me going into this season and into this project, because, it is tough to come in, January into February and kind of be like, okay, where do I start?
I don't know if you know this answer yet, because I don't know if they've changed anything, but in the Raincross Conference, last season Arlington was in the Sunbelt League. Do you know if you're in the Sunbelt League for next year as well?
No, as far as I know, we're in the Inland Valley now.
Inland Valley, okay.
We dropped down a little bit. And so I'm hoping to be competitive to kind of get us back. Because obviously, you want to get to Ivy at the end of the day. But Rome wasn't built in a day. So you got to work what you got. And the Inland Valley, definitely excited about getting to go to that. It's going to be hard. I got a lot of buddies at Hillcrest and, a lot of the local schools. So hopefully we can keep in contact with them. But I'm definitely excited for it. I know the boys are excited for a change. A lot more local schools. I know Hemet's still in there, but it's always nice to have a far drive.
All right, Coach, being around the Ramona program and Coach Mush, what are some things that you learned about just what it takes to be a champion and a championship, maybe culture, or what that looks like off the field to build a champion? What are some of the things that you learned from Coach Mush and the Rams?
I learned so much. I'm going on my 8th year now, and while it feels like I've done this forever, you never truly know everything. And when with him, it was any question I had, he was able to answer it. Any issue I came up with, he had an answer for it. So it's like, well, okay, like that's what I want to be like. He showed me the time that it takes to put into a program and what you get out of it, and the detail that goes into it and the care. His family, him and Jen Mashinsky, I know you know them real well. They're very welcoming people. They've welcomed me with open arms these past 6-7 years. And then my fiance, my family, my dad, my mom, like they really made it a family atmosphere and kind of showed me, okay, like this is what it takes to kind of be a winner. They're great with the kids. They get involved with the community. They're involved in the school. Like I really got to see it firsthand, and it's something that is inspiring. You want to take that with you wherever you go. And I know I can't copy and paste the culture, right? Because there's only one Ken Mashinsky at the end of the day, but I'm hoping to, as best I can, replicate what I know and what he's taught me at Arlington. And I know if I can do even half of what he's taught me, we'll be a successful program.
Coach, you bring up a great point. You brought up Jen Mashinsky, and she's been awesome. We love her, and Coach has a very, supportive spouse. Your fiance, when you took this head coaching job, being a head coach, it's time consuming. It's tough. There's a lot of responsibility. What was the kind of the conversations behind the scenes with her about, like, hey, if I take this job, just know, like, it's, being a head coach is probably going to be different than, being a lower level coach or an assistant coach, because everything at the end of the day, is going to fall on the head coach.
Yeah, no, first off, my fiance, she's amazing. I wouldn't be where I'm at, literally and figuratively, without her. She's been my rock through this whole ride. It's real nice because, people, I say it all the time, like, well, it's different, being a varsity coach than a freshman coach. And I go, you're right. But with the way that it was run in my previous experience, with Coach Mashinsky, we ran that thing like crazy. I was gone all the time. Like it was basically like a full-time gig. So she knows what it's about. She knows the time commitment. She knows what it's like. And I'm fortunate enough to have her still stand by my side, and it's obviously going to be hard. But one of the things that I really want to communicate to her and to Ibarra and to Dr. Duncan was like the family first atmosphere. We're getting married in November, and then we want to start to develop a family, want to have kids. We adopted a dog a couple weeks ago. Like we're starting to take those steps, and I, just reassuring her like, hey, like, I won't forget about you, basically, and she's all for it. We're excited for it. This week's been super long for both of us, but it's always like, hey, how's it going? How's everything doing? I'm just very blessed to have her by my side and to have her through this, because I wouldn't be able to do it without her. She talks me off a lot of cliffs.
So you're going to be game planning for him and trying to decide what cake to have at the wedding all at the same time, I guess, right?
1000%. It's going to be, okay, guys, we're getting ready for league, and I'm getting ready to, what am I going to wear to the wedding? You know, what is this? What table arrangements and things like that. Yeah.
Hey, but I got the perfect honeymoon, the CIF championship game, right? That'd be perfect.
1000%. And that's what the hope is, you know, and it's in November, and our wedding falls on about the third week. And so if we're still going football by then, you know, she might not like it, but I will for sure like it.
All right, Coach, finally, I mean, what was it, 2021, when Argamosa and the Lions caught lightning in a bottle at the end of the year. You know, they won CIF and they made it to a state championship game and that whole deal. What do you think it's going to take to kind of restore that and get Arlington back to that winning mindset, win some ball games? I think they were 1-9 last year. You know, what's it going to take to kind of just start taking those steps, you know, to go back in the other direction a little bit now?
Yeah, first off, just want to say thank you to Coach Argamos for giving me the opportunity to even be on the freshman staff in the first place. Great guy. I hope he's enjoying his relaxing time, not coaching anymore. You know, like you said, he is a CIF champion at the end of the day. But just, you know, to bring back that mentality of like, hey, we can win, you know, it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a devoted staff. It's going to take a devoted fiance, a devoted admin, a devoted school, and it's going to take the kids to kind of buy in a little bit. And I'm hoping that kind of a fresh face, you know, like a positive attitude and, you know, getting out there on campus is going to get those kids kind of excited for football again, you know, because we did go 1-9. Unfortunately, a lot of games didn't go our way. The kids worked their butts off. The coaches coached hard. But, you know, it's something that I just want to bring in is, hey, like, we're ready to go to work. Every day's a business day, and we're ready to get after it. And I'm hoping the kids are, because I know I am, and my staff's ready to go. And, you know, we're excited to start.
Man, what an exciting time. Head football coach at Arlington. You are engaged with a wedding coming up during football season, and you just adopted a dog. I mean, There's a lot happening right now, Coach.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well, Coach Casey, congratulations on the Arlington job. Hopefully we can catch up again down the road soon. And I'm sure you got lots to do, lots of work to do in the next couple of months to get ready for your first season, year number 1.
Yeah, we're super excited. It's great to talk to you. I would love to continue this and hopefully get to see you on a Friday night.
You got it. We'll see you on Riverside TV, too. We'll see you out there with some live broadcasts, hopefully, as well for Arlington. That is Matt Casey, the new head football coach of the Lions, here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. All right, thanks, Coach Casey. Appreciate the interview. That was good stuff right there. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to talk high school soccer with the Corona boys soccer team. We'll also mix in some high school basketball and some college basketball as well. We got a giant third segment coming up here on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona. Driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. Visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Academics are always going to take you further. I don't think you can go into any of these organizations that are trying to help you reach your goal in terms of going to high school and being a starter or going to college, being a collegiate athlete without having academics first. And if you don't have that, if you're focused on surely your talent, then you're blowing a whole opportunity, a whole side of this whole development thing. You're missing the point. If you're not prioritizing that first, then you're basically prioritizing being a 5-star. And there ain't that many 5-stars out there. That's just the way it is. So if you want to become a high achieving student athlete, if you want the best possibility to play in college, you need to start with academics. That's just it.
I know, dude. I mean, they got it right? If you get your head coach right and you've got the quarterback right, and both those teams did, look where they're at. They're going to be going to the Super Bowl. And I hate to say this for all the Charger fans out there, but in my personal opinion, I feel like the Patriots are doing it what the Chargers thought they were going to do, or where the Chargers thought they would be right now with the quarterback. They got the quarterback right. They got the head coach right. I still firmly believe in Jim Harbaugh, but they're not going to the Super Bowl. It's the Patriots. So I think the blueprint is right for the Chargers. I just feel like the Patriots are farther along somehow, even though they just got their coach and QB together.
Yeah, it's the beauty of sports, man. You just never know. That's why we love it.
Yeah, man, it's amazing. So we'll see. I know, all the other teams in the NFL are already game planning for next year, like my 49ers and everybody else. But for the Seahawks and the Patriots, one more to go. Super Bowl Sunday coming up in 2 Sundays. So it's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome game. And finally, Patrick, let's hit the links. Let's tee it up. It's the first PGA Tour event of the season, and in our own backyard out there in the desert in La Quinta. And if you were wondering, is Scotty Scheffler still easily the number 1 player in the world? The answer is yes. He brought home the American Express Tournament Championship. He was actually in competition with an 18-year-old for much of the tournament, but at the end of the day, man, Scotty Scheffler still number 1 on earth.
Yes, the name is slipping me right now, but the kid almost set a course record, or almost shot like a 59. He missed a putt, but you're right. Scheffler, I had a lot of friends, believe it or not, who were going to see One Republic and Old Dominion, because they have they got the concerts going on, pretty cool out there too as well. But they were also following Scotty Scheffler, and they said this guy is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Scotty Scheffler, the world's number 1. And here's a random story. So that 18-year-old is Blades Brown. Yes. And my daughter's boyfriend is a golfer and is friends with him and was texting with him. I'm like, this is insane. Like, he just graduated high school. He just played at some minor league that's called the Corn Ferry Tour. He just played in that in the Bahamas, and this was his first PGA Tour event, and you're setting records and you're in the final group with Scotty Scheffler. Like, that's insane. That's absolutely insane. But Inland Sports. All right, hanging out with my boy Patrick in the morning on KCAL 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning, talking a lot of NFL football. All right, let's talk some high school boys soccer. And right now in the Big VIII League, boys and girls, man, there are some super important matches coming up to crown a league champion, those automatic playoff spots as well. For the Corona boys, it's a Kin Sporting Goods must-see game coming up on Friday against Roosevelt, 2 teams in the hunt for the league championship. Big week for Corona. I mean, they're playing Centennial right now on Wednesday night, which is an important game. And depending how that goes, I mean, Fridays might be even more important when they take on Roosevelt. So critical Big VIII League matches coming up, especially on the boys' side. Corona versus Roosevelt, Friday night. It's a Kin Sporting Goods must-see game because that has big-time league championship implications. It should be a good one. Now, we had a chance to catch up with Coach Mike Sutherland and his Corona soccer team, talk about the season so far. It's been going great. I mean, they are unbeaten right now in Big VIII League play, but he'd like to see some more balls in the back of the net. They need to pick up their scoring before they get to the playoffs, but things have been going well. They got a lockdown defense. They're winning some games, and again, they're unbeaten right now in league play, but Centennial tonight, Roosevelt on Friday, huge games coming up for Corona. Let's check out the Panthers here on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show as we talk high school soccer. We've got the Corona Panthers join us here on the show, including Mike Sutherland, the head coach. And Coach, you guys are 9-3-5 overall. You are 3-0-3. That's 3 wins, no losses, 3 ties right now in Big VIII League play. So as good as things have been going, do you feel like, man, we still haven't tapped into our full potential yet? There's still a lot of room for improvement, I guess you would say, before you guys get to the playoffs. Is that safe to say? Is that fair to say for you guys?
I would say that's beyond fair to say. I would say you're hitting the nail on the head. I don't think we've played our best soccer yet. We're playing good in the middle and back third, but in the attacking third of the field, I mean, we're missing chances that we're just way too good to miss. And I always like to say goals are like bananas. They come in bunches, and we could sure use a few bunches of those right now. And these two games are huge for us. It's been 16 games since we have been unbeaten in league, but every team in our league is good. 3 of the teams in our league have 3 wins. 1 of them has 4 wins. So there's no room to breathe, and we got to start getting on top of people and punishing them and putting balls in. I don't think we've played our best game. Our best games are definitely ahead of us.
So, Coach, I mean, you're still in a good spot right now. So that, I guess, as a head coach, is that kind of exciting? Like, hey, we're in a good spot right now. We're in the hunt for a league championship. No one's beat us in league play yet, and we still haven't played to where we think we can be, right, at the end of the season.
Oh, 100. We haven't even had a full roster for one reason or another. We have not had our full team at any game. So tomorrow will be the first time that we've had all of our guys available, healthy, prepared, and ready to go. So I'm hoping tomorrow night will be the night where we get the afterburners going on and we actually start to play like the team I think we're capable of becoming. So it's still part of the process. But, if you would have told me a year ago, hey, Coach, would you like to be in first place by a point or so going into the last few games of the season? And, I'm always going to love the spot that we're in. Yeah, for sure.
And these are big matches coming up. I mean, Centennial and Roosevelt. And I feel like every game in the Big Eight's big because, I mean, everyone's kind of within, a couple games of each other. But these are important games, right? If you guys want to not only win a league championship, but stay in a playoff spot, or at least one of the automatic playoff spots, these are important matches, some important points that you guys need.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any bigger than this. I mean, we need to definitely win the next 2 games, and then it puts us in a great place to win the league championship. If we do that, then we would, have to win one of the next 2. It gives us even a little breathing room. So I would say that the next 2 games are absolutely the biggest games of the year. And you can't get to Friday night till you get through Wednesday because, Centennial's good, DJ's a good coach. We have a lot of good coaches in this league, but the Centennial kids can play, and we're not taking anything for granted.
All right, Coach, let me go to your assistant, Joey Marino, an all-time great. Joey, what's going on, man?
Good. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing just fine. So, just to kind of piggyback off what Coach Sudds was saying, that, this team's playing well, but there's still, some room for improvement, man. You guys still need to tap into maybe a little bit more on the offensive end and get some goals to back some really good defense that you guys have had so far. What's the key to igniting the offense, man? How do you inspire these guys or coach these guys up to put the ball in the back of the net? And I guess if you can be the head coach of the U.S. national team. I mean, what's the secret?
I think it's just confidence. I think once a few of these guys start seeing the ball go into the back of the net, that'll give them the confidence to go out there and start putting more in. I mean, we have the players to do it. We create a lot of good chances. I think it's just a matter of our last final third, our finishing. I think it's just a confidence thing. I think some of our guys that were thinking that we're going to be big for scoring goals have maybe lacked a little bit of confidence in themselves. I think it's just confidence. Once we start seeing a few go into the back of the net, I think things will change, and I think we'll start to score a lot more goals. So I think we're still in a great spot. I mean, we're still in first place, and we still haven't played our best, and I think our best is yet to come. So I'm excited for that.
Okay, so twofold. With these last couple of league games, they're obviously huge in terms of a Big 8 league championship and a playoff spot and all those sorts of things. But maybe, too, I mean, offensively, are you hoping to just see this team, like you said, gain some confidence, put some in the back of the net before you get to playoffs? So that by the time you hit CIF, I mean, you feel like, man, we are hitting on all cylinders. Like this is a great time to go into the playoffs because we're finally, offensively, putting things together and putting some in the back of the net.
100%. I think we have definitely by far have the best back four in high school soccer, and our midfield four is phenomenal as well. I think we're just lacking some finishing right now. I think when I look and evaluate teams that we play against, I watch a lot of film, a lot of video on teams, and I look at players that are dangerous and that can be dangerous against us. And I don't see very many, but I see us having a lot of dangerous, phenomenal attacking soccer players. And I think we just got to tap into that, all get on the same page, and things should start flowing for us, hopefully.
All right. So on the flip side, though, everybody loves goals, man. Scoring a goal in a game is like the best feeling in the world. But at the end of the day, whether it's soccer or football or baseball, whatever, I feel like defense wins championships. How good are you feeling right now? Like you mentioned, you're back for the defense. How good do you guys feel about your defense right now?
I think I think building from the back is huge. I think if we don't give up any goals, we can't lose games. So when we keep that solid, I mean, where our team's very capable of scoring 2, 3, 4 goals a game. I think that's something that's going to start happening hopefully soon, and we'll be unstoppable because our back four and our midfield four are phenomenal. I think it's just a matter of us just starting to score some more goals.
Yeah, I'm going
defensively is huge though. I mean, that's where you start your team and you kind of build forward from there.
Coach, I'm going through your schedule. Like, you guys have only given up more than one goal, I think twice. Marietta Valley and Patriot, it looks like. I mean,
Marietta Gate, we gave up, and all those goals were on set pieces. All 4 of those.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, we haven't given up hardly any goals from the run of play. It's crazy. I think we've given up 14 goals in like 17 games. We don't give up anything, and the ones we do give up are usually self-inflicted or some kind of weird, like a set piece. Or we haven't given up too many goals through the run of play. It's crazy.
So I'd imagine your practices are filled with defending free kicks and set pieces and stuff like that.
At times, yeah. We actually have some big I mean, it's not like we lack athleticism and size. I don't know what it is. It's just it happened to us a handful of times last year as well.
All right, Coach, let me get to some of your guys as well. Yeah. Diego Hernandez. Diego, what's going on?
How you doing, sir?
Diego, listen, talk to me, man. What's up with the Panthers right now? You guys are undefeated in league play. You haven't been beaten so far. You have some huge Big VIII League matches coming up. What do you think it's going to take to get a couple wins here late in the regular season and bring home a league championship?
Like our coaches said, I feel like it's just our goal scoring. We don't score many goals. Our defense is like really good whenever we're on it. But I think just getting all the guys to come together and getting the same goal, getting that league championship back to back. But yeah, that's really much it. Just goal scoring and just keeping everyone as one.
And Diego, I mean, how tough is the Big VIII League? Because when you look at the standings, every single team is good. Like there's no easy matches, and like to win a Big VIII League title, I mean, at least I think it means something because you had to beat some really good teams to get to that league title. So in your words, how tough is the Big VIII League?
It's tough. I mean, every team, like you said, is very they're all even, but it's really just grinding out the games and just goal scoring and keeping that ball out of our net.
All right, good stuff, Diego. Let me go to Andrew Cortez. Andrew, what's up?
What's up, Pep?
Andrew, listen, let's talk Panthers. And as you get closer to the playoffs, you want to be, have some swagger, right? You want to have some confidence, some momentum going into the playoffs, right? And both coaches said, hey, we need to pick up the scoring. But is there something else besides scoring that you're like, man, we just need to get this other area dialed in just a little bit, whether it's communication or, our passing or corner kicks or whatever it is? What's another area you feel like, man, we just got to get a little bit better before we get to the playoffs?
I think during the second half is something that every team and also us that we need to improve on, because first half we just stay solid throughout the whole thing, dominating the first part of the half, and then when it gets to the second half, it just goes downhill. So once we just get that going, we're going to be good. Going into playoffs, we should be able to defeat any team that comes our way.
Andrew, what do you think is the secret, the key to staying locked in, staying focused, coming out of halftime, right? You come into the second half, maybe you're like, hey, we feel good, let's keep doing what we're doing. But how do you stay locked in and focused so there's no lapses, right? You don't want to one bad play or one bad pass or one bad miscue on, on the back line, and boom, all of a sudden you're down by a goal. Like, how do you stay locked in and focused?
Everybody should just hold each other accountable because we're a team, we're a family. So by that, everybody just is 100%. No matter what happens, a mistake happens, we just pick ourselves up and just keep grinding out the game until the end.
All right, good work, Andrew. Let me go to Owen Keene. Owen, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good, man. So, Owen, this team is, I had the record up right now. What was it? 9-3-5, 3-0-3. So by any way you slice it, I mean, you guys have already had a good season, but, talking to your coaches, it's like, man, we still need to tap into our full potential, right? Like, this team can still play so much better. But tell me what has impressed you about this Corona team so far to get to that record 9-3-5 overall, and again unbeaten in Big VIII League play. What's impressed you about the Panthers?
I would say, like Coach was saying, that we haven't even had our full team, and I think like our ability to adapt and everyone just try and play their role and their part when they can and where they need to be. Like we have players playing everywhere. Like it's we have players playing everywhere. So them being able to fill their part and do their thing, it's big. It's big.
All right. Owen, I think you cut out for a second, but I'm going to go back to you for another question here. Owen, so what do you think it'll take to make a deep CIF playoff run? I mean, what's the key to stringing together a couple good matches in a row to make it deep into the CIF playoffs?
I think honestly, just like what Diego was saying and Andrew was saying, like we just got to stay locked in the entire time. I think last year going out first, obviously it was definitely like something that a lot of us were upset about. And so I think just using that to fuel us to move forward and, it's one game at a time. And so I think just reflecting on last year and what happened and how we lost, like using that to push us forward is definitely something big that we can use.
Yeah, definitely a good learning experience. Good stuff. Thank you, Owen, for that. Edwin Carbajal. Edwin, what's going on, man?
Yo, what's up?
Edwin, so listen, for this team to go deep into the CIF playoffs, I know you can't look too far ahead, man. You got to just worry about Centennial and then worry about Roosevelt, and the playoffs will come. But at some point, you guys want to feel like you're building towards the playoffs, right? Like you're playing your best soccer before you get there. What do you think it takes to peak in time for the playoffs? Is it, practices and staying focused and listening to coaches? Is it, I don't know, just getting enough sleep at night? Like, what do you feel like you guys need to do as a team so you feel like, hey, we're going to be ready for a postseason run?
I think it's like we have to all have like a common goal. Like we all have to like want to like make it there, make it that far, like have a deep run. Like I think that's something that we all have to come together for.
Edwin, do you guys talk about that much? Like what it takes to make a CIF run or get to a championship? Corona's had some great teams in the past. I mean, they are no stranger to, CIF titles and CIF runs and league championships. I mean, that's kind of the standard, especially with Coach Sutherland there. So, do you guys talk about much, like what it's going to take and what that looks like? I mean, not being late to practice and focusing in practice and, making sure every pass is on the money. Like, do you guys talk about that and what is it going to take?
Yeah, we talk about it like quite a lot. Like I think every player here knows what it takes to like get that far. Like we all know like that it's not going to be something easy, but it's something that we all like want to work for it, and we all know like how that it's not something that's going to come easy to us.
All right, well, where's the goals coming from, man? Where are we going to see some goals from? How's it going to happen?
I think we all need to like we need more in the attacking third. Like, I think we're not getting a lot from, like, up there. But other than that, we build up good. Like, we make our plays. I think we all, like, lack the finishing. And like Coach said, we lack a lot of confidence.
Well, listen, it takes everybody, man. I used to play defense, and I'd make a run from all the way out of the back, man. A couple give and goes, and I'm already up the field. So it takes everybody on the offensive end to put some goals in. Edwin, thank you so much. And let me finish with Rooney Rodriguez. Rooney, what's up?
Yo.
Rooney, listen, man. Listen, obviously the theme so far with all these questions have been great season. You guys are playing well, not taking anything away from that, but you still feel like, man, we haven't played a complete game. Like we still need the offense. The defense have been great, but we need the offense to kind of just take it to that next level. So we know, hey, if we get two goals in a match, man, it's a game over, right? We're gonna win that game. If we can just get 2 per game, we're gonna hold the other team to 1 or less. What do you think is the key during these last couple of matches before you get to the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, like everyone's saying, it's just our finishing. Both of our strikers right now, not trying to put anything on them, but we have not been scoring at all from our strikers. None of our strikers have been scoring, which is a big part of our team because, we we didn't even have our 2 strikers during preseason, and in my opinion, I thought we did really good without them. So when we were coming into season, I thought we were going to have a little bit more of a boost and opportunities to score, and it just hasn't been playing out like that. So it's most of the attacking is coming from our wingers, which is kind of not ideal for our team. So I think if we can just, get confidence into our strikers and just, try to take the pressure off of them, just tell them to like play loosely, and then hopefully they can, start putting, balls in the back of the net.
Yeah, it sounds like confidence, right, is that key word. I feel like if you guys get a goal or two, maybe it'll just open up the floodgates and be like, okay, we've unlocked the offense, right? We're going to score some goals. I mean, it's easier said than done. How do you build confidence, Rooney?
It's really just going out on your own, and I've always applied that to my game. I mean, if I ever struggled in something, I would just go practice it and just do it so many times to the point where when you get to the game, it's just in the back of your head. You don't even think about it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Coach Suds, let me wrap it up with you because I got the free Zoom and the Zoom's gonna end soon. But man, I
have no budget, so we're good.
Exactly. Hey, listen, you're a public school coach. You probably feel my pain running on a low budget. But Coach, listen, I know you have some big matches coming up. I know you'd like to see more balls in the back of the net and to really see that. That offense maybe, catch fire before you get to the playoffs. But again, at the end of the day, you guys are still in first place in the Big VIII League. You still haven't been beaten in the Big VIII League. So there's a lot of stuff to be excited about, right?
Oh, 100%. I mean, we have a great group. We have a great bunch of kids. They know how to play soccer. They're technically and tactically very good. And, I think confidence, honestly, Pep, Confidence comes from demonstrated ability that you've done putting in the extra work. So if you're not getting balls slotted in the back of the neck or back of the net, then you need to focus during practice on being better at the way you finish and the way you put balls on frame, technically putting yourself in positions to pick up, easier goals. And we need to shoot more as a team instead of trying to look for that last perfect pass. We got guys on the team that can hit balls. So it's just putting in the work until you realize I got this down. And I mean, we have tons of guys that can hit a good ball. It just has to get together. And I think, like Rooney said, we had 2 guys come in that, honestly, we thought they were going to boost our, scoring rate, and it really hasn't happened. And so, it's next guy up. So we move the lineup around and we put some midfielders up front. We run some guys higher. And we have enough technical and tactical players to get this done. But I honestly believe now, it's one of those things where it becomes the thing. You know what I mean? It's all now the focus is on finishing and shooting. But I think we could very easily, and hopefully it's tomorrow night, start scoring goals, and they could come in bunches because we have lots of good guys that can strike good balls on frame. So, I mean, I think we're setting ourselves up for a good run. And some of the kids talked about being locked in and being focused and being committed to the same goal. I think that's part of it too, is that we all need to be on the same page and just continue to play great soccer. And if you don't grow weary in doing good stuff, eventually the goals are going to come. And, this could be the perfect time for us. We could have 2 weeks of starting to hit a bunch of bangers in the back of the net and hitting some good balls. And honestly, then our game just gets elevated to the next level. So that's where I see us in the next 2 weeks. Obviously, tomorrow's big for us and Friday night's big for us. But, I'd be the least surprised person on the planet if we start sticking a lot of balls in the back of the net. We're capable.
Well, a legendary coach once told me, bananas and goals, they're like the same thing, right? They come in bunches. So
yeah, that was me, I think.
That was you. Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate your time. Congrats on the season so far, but I know you got some big matches coming up. Best of luck.
Yeah, appreciate you having us out.
You got it. That is Coach Suds and the Corona Panthers here on the Inland Sports Show.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you.
Inland Sports.
All right, thank you to the Corona Panthers. Let's talk a little more high school soccer right now. Another league that's heating up for that league championship and playoff spots. That would be in the River Valley League, especially for the girls' side. Inland Sports. It's a Bass Athletics play of the week. Ramona and Novi tied 0-0 earlier in the season. Tied at 0 in their second meeting. Free kick, and Daisy Sanchez puts it past the keeper. Take another look. That would be the only goal of the match. Ramona wins 1-0 to tighten their grip on second place right now in the RVL. So they are looking good to get back to the playoffs. Patriot right now in first place in the RVL for girls soccer, and that's a Bass Athletics play of the week. And we've got more on Ramona girls soccer on the Riverside TV Riverside Sports Update this week. All right, some high school basketball. Big one coming up in girls hoops on Friday. Moreno Valley on the road at Rancho Christian in Ivy League play. It's a Kins Sporting Goods must-see game. Moval undefeated right now in Ivy League play. And this is a matchup of two of the top teams in all of the Inland Empire. They just happen to be in the same league. They're both in the Ivy League. It's going to be a battle. Moval won their first meeting. Can they go on the road down to Temecula and win it again and give themselves the outright Ivy League championship? It's going to be a big one. Friday night in Temecula, Rancho Christian hosting Moreno Valley in a Kin Sporting Goods must-see game. And some college basketball. Man, it was a historic night for CBU's Dominique Daniels Jr. Let's take you out to CBU on Saturday night. It was Star Wars night at CBU, and Dominique Daniels Jr. certainly feeling the force as he dropped a school record 47 points, including that basket right there to send the game to overtime. CBU would win in OT. Huge win for the Lancers. They look to finish the regular conference season strong and get to the WAC tournament maybe as one of the top two seeds and get that first round bye, but it was a huge night for Dominique Daniels Jr. And also his former team, SBVC, picked up a huge win against Victor Valley. We've got extended highlights of a 132-71 victory for SBVC on IEMG. That's Sports Weekly this week right now, so you can check out all the highlights. We've got like 3.5 minutes of highlights from this game, but a huge win for the Wolverines as they are still undefeated in Inland Empire Athletic Conference play. A lot of great highlights in this game. 72 points in the second half for the Wolverines, which was almost a school record. Not quite, but almost a school record. So more on the Wolverines on IEMG this week. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. Big thanks to our guest, the Corona boys soccer team, Matt Casey, the new Arlington Lions football coach, and the Elsinore Tigers boys basketball team, 25-0 on the season. Make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. We're all over social media as well, but you can find the most content right here on YouTube. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Good night.